Let's take a look at topic 5.1, example 3. We're going to evaluate expressions with rational exponents. So let's do a little warm up. Let's write these in radical form and then simplify. So 8 raised to the 2/3. That is the same as putting 8 underneath your radical. We square it. My index is 3. So the cube root of 8 we know is 2 squared, which equals 4. Now 9 to the 2/3 power. Excuse me, 3/2 power. So 9 goes underneath my radical. My exponent is 3. My index is 2. Well, that's a square root. I don't need to write it. Square root of 9 is 3. If we cube 3, we get 27. Okay, so let's take a look. We have 32 raised to the 3/5. Let's evaluate. Well, I'm going to go ahead and break this down. And this is going to be 32 raised to the 1/5 cubed. I know that this is the 5th root of 32 cubed. I know that the 5th root of 32 is 2 cubed is 8. Now remember, if you have a negative exponent, this goes back to properties of exponents. All you do is you switch, you put whatever in your numerator goes in your denominator. If you had a negative exponent in the denominator, you would move it, make it positive, move it to the numerator. So here we go, 27 raised to the negative 2/3. Well, again, if I break this up, I can have 27 raised to the 1/3 power raised to the negative 2nd power. This 27 to the 1/3 power is the same as saying the cube root of 27 raised to the negative 2nd power. The cube root of 27 is 3. Now here's that properties of exponents, negative. You would have 1 over 3 squared, which is 1 over 9. Now let's do one more. 50 raised to the 3/4 power. Again, let's break that down. Is the same as 50 raised to the 1/4 power cubed, which now we are looking for the 4th root of 50 cubed. Now, if we try to break this down, now I'm thinking, let's see what we can do here. 4th root of 50. 4th root of 50. 50 is 2 times 25, which is 2 times 5 times 5. Notice I don't have any sets of 4. There's no factor that appears 4 times. So that means I cannot reduce this anymore. This you'd end up putting into a calculator and you'd probably get some sort of decimal and you'd be doing a decimal approximation. So cannot reduce. So what you would leave it at, you could probably leave it just like this. That would be fine. And now let's take a look at your try it. Again, jot it down. You have a negative. The negative is outside the parentheses. 16 raised to the 3/4 power. Go ahead and pause this video, give it a try, and then come on back and check your answer. Okay, let's take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead. What we are going to do is we're going to just move, let's move this into radical form. make sure you keep that negative. Notice this exponent, this negative is hanging on the outside. So keep it hanging on the outside. So let's write this in radical form. Put my radical in, and my base is 16. That becomes my radicand. Cube it, then I'm looking for the fourth root. Well, we already know the fourth root of 16 is a 2 cubed. And again, PEMDAS, exponents, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division. So I would handle this. Negative 2 to the third power is 8. So I have a negative 8. Just make sure that you don't, if this would be like an even exponent, you'd lose your negative. That negative is outside the parentheses, so that goes in last.